The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council was a marvel of technology and architecture, its vast dome filled with representatives from every major power in the galaxy. The air buzzed with an anticipatory tension as the human ambassador, John Edward, stood at the center, facing the assembly. His expression was stoic, a mask of calm amidst the sea of alien faces. At the head of the assembly, the Galactic Council chairman, a distinguished figure with an aura of authority, rose to speak. "Greetings, Ambassador Edward. We are honored to have you here today as we discuss the Terran Empire's admittance into our union of civilizations." Edward nodded slightly, his gaze unwavering. Around him, alien ambassadors shifted uneasily, some unable to meet his eyes, others glaring with open hostility. The room's tension was palpable, a prelude to the storm about to unfold. The chairman continued, his voice steady but carrying an undertone of caution. "Today marks a significant moment in our history. The Terran Empire has shown remarkable progress and resilience. We are here to finalize their integration into our union." Before he could continue, a guttural snarl echoed through the hall. The reptilian ambassador, scales glistening under the lights, stood abruptly, his eyes blazing with fury. "How can we allow these barbarians to stand among us as equals?" The assembly fell silent, all eyes turning to the reptilian ambassador. He pointed a clawed finger at Edward, his voice dripping with contempt. "These humans destroyed 24 of our nursery planets, reducing them to ash and cinders. Generations of our kind, gone. Never before have we witnessed such barbarism." Edward's expression remained impassive. "You attacked Earth," he replied, his voice cold and steady. "A few 100,000 humans dead at most," the reptilian sneered. "But you wiped out entire generations of my species. Entire broods culled before they even hatched. Your kind commits atrocities and expects us to welcome you with open arms?" The chairman raised a hand to placate the reptilian ambassador, but the damage was done. The accusation hung in the air, a stark reminder of the violent history between humans and aliens. The room was thick with tension, the path to peace fraught with the memories of past conflicts. Ambassador John Edward stepped forward, his gaze steady and unyielding. The council's murmurs quieted, the weight of his presence demanding attention. "You attacked Earth," he repeated, his voice cutting through the tension. "Before we met you, humanity was divided. We warred with each other, committed atrocities against our own kind. Our history is stained with bloodshed." He paused, letting his words sink in. "But from that history we learned. We developed rules of war to protect ourselves from our worst instincts. These rules are what stopped us from annihilating ourselves before we even left Earth. They are meant to protect us from ourselves, not from hostile aliens who attacked our home without provocation." Edward's voice grew harder, his eyes locked onto the reptilian ambassador. "Your attack on Earth united us. It gave us a common enemy and made our tribalism pointless. You turned our world into a battlefield, and we responded. We retaliated with the full force of a unified human race." He leaned forward, pressing his knuckles against the table, forcing the reptilian to step back. "Do you know why we have these rules? Because without them, we would destroy everything in our path. This treaty binds us all to the same restraints. Sign it, or find out why we humans need so many rules." The reptilian ambassador, unable to bear the intense gaze, turned away and signed the document. Edward took the treaty, tucking it under his arm. "Good. Our business here is concluded." He turned and left the room, the remaining diplomats exhaling in relief. With the treaty signed, Earth began to establish its presence within the Union of Civilizations. The Terran Empire set up embassies on various worlds, each staffed with diplomats, scientists, and cultural ambassadors. The goal was clear: to integrate seamlessly and contribute positively to the galactic community. One of the first joint ventures was a geothermal research station on Zixar, a planet known for its unique molten core. Human scientists collaborated with Zishin researchers, combining their expertise to harness the planet's geothermal energy. The project was a resounding success, leading to breakthroughs in energy production that benefited both species. On the lush world of Merid, Human agricultural experts worked alongside Meridian botanists to develop new crops. These crops were designed to thrive in diverse environments, significantly increasing food production. The collaboration not only alleviated hunger in several Union member states but also fostered a sense of mutual respect and cooperation. Cultural exchange programs played a crucial role in bridging the gap between humans and other species. Human musicians, artists, and writers shared their works with the galaxy, showcasing the richness of human creativity. Alien artists, in turn, brought their unique talents to Earth, mesmerizing human audiences with their performances and exhibitions. These exchanges fostered a sense of mutual respect and admiration, slowly breaking down barriers of mistrust. Despite these positive developments, not all encounters were smooth. On the industrial planet of Dreer, a mining dispute between human workers and Dreer miners nearly escalated into violence. The Dreer, a fiercely territorial species, were suspicious of human intentions and resented their presence. Weeks of delicate negotiations, led by Edward himself, were required to reach a compromise that satisfied both parties. Back on Earth, the effects of joining the Union were profound. Cities became bustling hubs of interstellar commerce and culture. Alien visitors marveled at human ingenuity and resilience, while humans were fascinated by the vast diversity of life that had now become part of their daily existence. In New Geneva, the Terran Council convened to discuss humanity's future role in the Union. President Eleanor Weiss, a seasoned diplomat, emphasized the need for continued vigilance and proactive engagement. "We must remain committed to peace and cooperation," she said. "Our presence is still met with suspicion by many, and we need to demonstrate our commitment through our actions." Edward agreed. "We should focus on expanding our humanitarian efforts. Many worlds in the Union struggle with poverty, disease, and environmental degradation. We have the resources and expertise to help." Weiss nodded. "Let's allocate more funding to these initiatives and ensure our efforts are highly visible. The galaxy needs to see that humanity is a force for good." Through joint ventures and cultural exchanges, humanity began to transform its reputation from a feared newcomer to a respected and valuable member of the galactic community. As the Terran Empire continued to integrate into the Union, a new threat began to emerge. The Xander, a warlike species with a long history of conquest, watched the rise of humanity with growing concern. Supreme Warlord Kak, the fierce and cunning leader of the Xander, saw the Union's acceptance of the humans as a direct threat to his ambitions. In the darkened war room of Xander, Kak gathered his top advisors. "We cannot allow these humans to gain a foothold in our sector," he declared, his voice echoing off the stone walls. "They are a dangerous and unpredictable species. If we do not act now, they will become too powerful to challenge." His council murmured in agreement, their eyes glinting with the same determination. "We must prepare for war," Kak continued. "The Terran Empire's rise must be halted before it is too late." As the Xander mobilized, word of their preparations reached the Terran Empire. Ambassador John Edward knew that any conflict with the Xander could destabilize the fragile peace within the Union. He quickly arranged a meeting with President Weiss to discuss the situation. "We cannot afford another war," Edward said urgently. "The Xander are formidable, and a conflict with them would be devastating for both sides. We need to find a diplomatic solution." Weiss agreed. "We'll send a delegation to Xander to negotiate. You should lead it, John. You've proven yourself to be a skilled diplomat, and your presence might deter them from taking aggressive action." Edward prepared meticulously for the mission to Xander. He studied Xander culture and history, seeking any insights that might help in the negotiations. Accompanied by a small team of diplomats and security personnel, he embarked on the journey, hoping to avert disaster. Upon arrival on Xander, the delegation was met with open hostility. Xander soldiers eyed them suspiciously, their weapons at the ready. The atmosphere was thick with tension as Edward and his team were escorted to a grand hall where Warlord Kak awaited them. "Welcome to Xander," Kak said, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "What brings you to our world, human?" Edward remained calm and composed. "We come in peace, Warlord Kak." The Terran Empire seeks to build a lasting alliance with the Xander people. We believe that cooperation is more beneficial than conflict. Kak sneered. Cooperation? Your kind knows nothing of our ways. We are warriors born and bred for battle. Why should we ally with you? Because war is costly, warlord, Edward replied, his voice steady. Both in lives and resources. Your people have suffered enough. Let us find common ground and work together for a better future. The negotiations were long and arduous. Kak remained resistant, his distrust of humans evident in every word. But Edward's persistence began to wear down the warlord's defenses. He presented compelling arguments for economic and technological cooperation, emphasizing the mutual benefits of peace. Consider this, Edward said, leaning forward. With our combined resources, we can achieve greatness. Economic growth, technological advancements, and improved living conditions for both our peoples. War will only bring more suffering. Kak's eyes narrowed, his mind visibly weighing the options. Very well, Ambassador Edward, he finally said. I will consider your proposal. But know this, we will not be subjugated. The Xander will remain strong and independent. I wouldn't have it any other way, Edward replied with a respectful nod. We seek allies, not subjects. Together, we can achieve greatness. As the delegation departed Xander, Edward felt a sense of relief. The threat of war had been averted, at least for now. But he knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges. Humanity's place in the galaxy was still uncertain, and the journey toward true acceptance would be long and difficult. Warlord Kak's eyes flickered with a mix of wariness and reluctant acceptance. Very well, Ambassador Edward, he said, his tone begrudging. I will consider your proposal for peace. But remember, the Xander will never be subjugated. Edward nodded respectfully. We seek allies, not subjects. Together, we can achieve greatness. With the negotiations concluded, Edward and his delegation departed Xander, a cautious optimism in their hearts. Upon returning to Earth, Edward immediately reported the success of the mission to President Weiss. We've bought ourselves some time, he said, handing her the signed preliminary agreement. Kak is willing to consider peace, but we need to strengthen our alliances and continue building trust. Weiss nodded, her expression thoughtful. We'll ramp up our diplomatic efforts and humanitarian initiatives. The galaxy needs to see that humanity is committed to peace and cooperation. In the following months, the Terran Empire focused on solidifying its place within the Union of Civilizations. Diplomatic missions were sent to various member planets to build alliances and foster mutual understanding. Humanitarian efforts were expanded, showcasing humanity's dedication to peace and cooperation. Continued integration and challenges, 270 words. The Terran Empire's commitment to humanitarian efforts was evident across various planets. On Arcturus Prime, a joint Humanitarian Medical Research Center was established. The collaboration led to significant medical breakthroughs, curing previously incurable diseases and enhancing the quality of life for countless beings. On the ocean world of Thalassa, human engineers collaborated with theists and scientists to develop advanced underwater habitats. These projects allow both species to explore the depths of their planet, uncovering new resources and expanding their knowledge of the marine environment. Cultural exchanges flourished, with human art, music, and literature becoming highly regarded across the galaxy. Alien cultures left their mark on Earth, enriching human society in ways previously unimaginable. These exchanges fostered a sense of mutual respect and admiration, breaking down barriers of mistrust. Despite these successes, challenges remained. There were still those within the Union who distrusted humanity, and occasional skirmishes tested the fragile peace. On the industrial planet of Dreer, a mining dispute between human workers and Dreer miners nearly escalated into violence. It took weeks of delicate negotiations, led by Edward himself, to reach a compromise that satisfied both parties. Back on Earth, the integration into the Union brought profound changes. Cities became bustling hubs of interstellar commerce and culture. Alien visitors marveled at human ingenuity and resilience, while humans were fascinated by the diversity of life that had become part of their daily existence. The journey toward true acceptance was ongoing, but the foundations of cooperation and mutual respect had been laid, promising a brighter future for all. Over the years, the Terran Empire's tireless diplomatic efforts began to bear fruit. Humanity's reputation gradually transformed from that of feared newcomers to respected and valuable members of the galactic community. The initial suspicion and hostility gave way to a cautious respect, as other species began to recognize the contributions and resilience of the human race. Cultural exchanges flourished, enriching both human and alien societies. Human artists, musicians, and writers shared their work across the galaxy, captivating alien audiences with their creativity and innovation. In turn, alien artists brought their unique talents to Earth, mesmerizing human audiences with performances and exhibitions that showcased the rich tapestry of galactic culture. These cultural exchanges fostered a deeper understanding and mutual respect between species. Alien visitors marveled at human ingenuity and adaptability, while humans were fascinated by the diversity of life that had become part of their daily existence. The blending of cultures created a vibrant, dynamic society, where new ideas and perspectives flourished. Despite these successes, challenges persisted. Some within the Union continued to distrust humanity, viewing them with suspicion. Occasional skirmishes and conflicts tested the fragile peace, reminding everyone that the path to true integration was fraught with obstacles. Ambassador John Edwards stood on the balcony of the Terran embassy, reflecting on humanity's remarkable journey from a divided, war-torn planet to a respected member of the galactic community. The transformation had been extraordinary. As he stepped into the Grand Hall, filled with representatives from every corner of the galaxy, Edward felt a sense of pride and determination. "Honored delegates," he began, "we stand here today united in our diversity, committed to a future of peace and cooperation. Together, we can overcome any challenge and build a galaxy where all species can thrive." The applause that followed was thunderous, a testament to the progress that had been made. The journey was far from over, but with determination, empathy, and unwavering resolve, humanity would continue to reach for the stars, forging a path toward a brighter future for all.